If there's anyone in the chat, hello. Hopefully you can hear us. Sorry for the technical details, problems. We're going to go through Epsom on Friday, something we've been looking forward to on the channel from an anti-post perspective for the Oaks on Friday and the Derby on Saturday. But we're not messing around, SD. You're on holiday. I'm away in an hotel somewhere. So we're going to go first race, 2 o'clock Epsom, the Woodcock Stakes. I think this should be called the Dead Woodcock Stakes because this is a poor race to me. The 2-year-old. I've seen better renewals of this race. Put it that way. Where's your money going? 2 o'clock Epsom.
Yeah, as you say, it's an absolutely dreadful race. I backed a State this morning. Look, he was drawn very wide at Chester. He fell out the tracks, and then he ran against one of the favourites, although it's drifting like a barge for David Lochner in Commander Straker at Bath. I think he's very much a work in progress. And I think if he improves again, he can probably win this because, as I've said, it's a crap race. Now, the important thing just to point out here is that he is what Laura Pearson was claiming 3 last time.
Yep.
She should be claiming 7, of course, but that's a moot point. So he was given 3 last time, and today he is getting 5. So he's £8 better off for a length and a half. That should be enough to turn the tables. And the other ones, posh Ralph Beckett, you must call him Rafe, otherwise you get very offended. He's got this keep bidding in. Now, every man on his dogs tipped this thing up. I didn't think it was much of a race he ran in at Nottingham last time. The third was trained by Lisa Williamson, who trained Celerity, who's completely useless at the job.
That's 2 people you've offended already. We've only been on 2 minutes.
Well. The point with this thing is, it was down to run at, I think it was Leicester or Nottingham. It was down to run at Nottingham on yesterday, and they withdrew it. And so the horse that keep getting beat by a length and 3/4, when they withdrew it, it was 20 to 1 on Betfair to win a Nottingham Maiden. Even though this is a very moderate contest, it should be better than that. And this keep bidding's 3 to 1, so you've got to lay it, haven't you?
Yeah, well, like I say, everyone's been on the old, seems to be on keep bidding, but it didn't win. It wasn't good enough to win first time out, and now 7-2 to win what looks a much better race, even though we don't think it's a great race. I can see the case for Estate. But yeah, he didn't look to. He didn't really look to be handling Bath too well last time, SD, lugging one way and the other. I mean, he can't be doing that again at Epsom, but it's the chance you take. I'm on the one that I can't even say the name of, Legend of Xanadu.
Have you ever heard the Olivia Newton-John song, Xanadu?
No, but that's a good rendition of it.
Yes.
Yeah, so I like him. He's Mick Shannon, when teaming up with William Buick's got a really good record recently. I think 25% in the last 12 months or something like that, I've read. Won't mind a little bit of the juice in the ground, although it is drying, and it has definitely been drying today. The ground at Epsom is now good to soft, good in places. I think it'll be good all round, basically, tomorrow. By the time this first race comes round at 2 o'clock. Legend of Xanadu here is about 15 to 2. You can get 4 places each way. He's got more experience than most in the field. I think he's the one with more experience over 6 furlongs than some of them, particularly near the top of the market. They've not got that much experience over 6 furlongs, which is obvious, 2-year-old race. But yeah, Legend of Xanadu, I like that one. But
Tell you why it won't win. There's a few reasons. I was at Hamilton when it ran, and it was second, and that was a dreadful race. It was on ITV, if you remember, for the Sunday series. The winner of that race has since been beaten at Beverley. It's won a regular spoon race since at Redcar this thing. Mick Shannon hasn't had a winner for over 2 weeks. He's 0 from 19 in the last 2 weeks, and this thing's just been on the go rather a lot. So waste your money on that if you want, but I can't see it.
All fair comments, SD, all fair comments, but I do like the William Buick angle, and I don't think it's a great race. And experience might pay off, but not a confident selection. On to the 235, a more confident selection from me, and I'll go first with you, SD. I like Fantastic Fox. Yes, I do. I've just got a feeling Varian likes this horse. Now, he wasn't very good at ADOC. He was a little bit hampered, but not terribly. I just think that he's more talented than what he's shown so far. I think he's bifrankle. I think he's still got improvement in him as a 4-year-old. We've only seen him once this year. I'm willing to give him another chance of 10 to 1. He's got some questions to answer for sure. Of course he has. But it's a pretty open race. There's 16 runners, 6 to 1 the field. I'm happy to take a chance with Fantastic Fox, 10 to 1. I think there's each way 4 or even 5 places available. So that'll do for me.
Can't disagree. I wonder why Andrea's on it. Not a lot's been said about Andrea, but he seemed to lose a lot of rights for Varian, and he's put him on this thing, but it's just an interesting angle. It's very open, isn't it? Look, I backed this is us this morning at 10s. Now, whether or not I would back him at 15 to 2, I don't know. But the case is very simple. He likes the track. He likes turning track. He's coming down very nicely in the weights, and he should get a place at least. I'm not sure he'll win though. So I'm going to switch. I think Revich has a pretty good chance here. He was very unlucky at Chester. Stable's in pretty good form at the moment. Revich is stable, and I think this sort of track suits him. He has won here before, and I give him claims off the same mark as that Chester. And now the other one, it's quite weak in the betting, but I just thought Fireworks had a chance as well. Now he was well back last year. I actually saw him win at Beverley when it was 1 to 7. But if you go back to a couple of efforts at Newmarket last year, he's well enough treated here off 86. Now, rather than this approach of scatting and then getting the fancy traitor, at the moment he's 14 to 1 to win the race on better. I back him win only because I think he's a sort of horse who'll either win or you'll not see him. He's drawn 3. That's a pretty good draw around Epsom, and I'd be fairly happy with that. Now I know people like this Totally Charming. His improvement has been on dirt, so you don't really know. I didn't particularly like XL Power, who's been winning not very good races, and has had a bit of a break for Archie Watson and Holly Doyle. And if it were to pull down, I think Boland Park would probably come into it at a big price, but I don't think that's forecast tomorrow. So my bets are Fireworks and Revich.
I do like the Fireworks angle, SD, win only, because it's not often in the last 3 or 4 weeks you've seen a William Aggis and Tom Marquand horse go off at 11 to 1 in any race at all, under any circumstance.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. I'm not gonna argue too much with that. On to the 310. Group 1 Coronation Cup over the course and distance of the Derby and the Oaks, but for older horses. High Definition's the biggest boat in training, and he's 4 to 1 for this. I'll be fuming if he wins. I think he's a dog. But he was ridden last time from the front, and well, almost certainly a career best. So they'll be hoping he can build on that. He's probably better over this trip. Pyledriver won it last year and probably shouldn't have done, given that Al Arce threw that away. But credit to him. He's been a little bit of a globetrotter since Shartin, over in Jeddah or wherever it was, Maidan. So that's Pyledriver. He's the 15 to 8 favourite. Manobo's coming down from 2 miles for Charlie Appleby. Couldn't even win a Group 2 at Maidan last time. I think he's an afterthought for this race. Manobo, it was meant to be for Adayar, last year's Derby winner, who's not made it. So Godolphin have chucked this one in. I mentioned High Definition, not for me. And that brings me to Hukum, who I am back in SD, because I think it's pretty open, although Pyledriver is reasonably solid and often gets underestimated in the market. We've seen him cause upsets at Ascot and the like, and here last year where he was 8 to 1, he's 15 to 8 this year. But Hukum, I like. I just think that he is a really, really strong traveller, very strong traveller. I really like the way he won at Ascot on his last start of last year in a Group 3. He whizzed in a Group 3 by over 6.5 lengths. Some of the horses that day have already been out and won this year. Illa Rab's one of them. Quickthorn ran last week. I think the form of that's pretty good, although it was only a Group 3. He won out in Maidan earlier this year, a Group 2 by name only, and just never really got into the last race where he ran in the proper Shima Classic, which is a proper Group 1. Pyledriver, I think, was third in that, a couple of lengths in front of Hukum. But I just think Hukum's a really strong traveller, and as his trainer says, Owen Burrows, I think he's pretty shrewd. If he is going to win a Group 1 in the UK or Europe, Hukum, this is his opportunity. He's 11-2. I'd be happy to back Hukum.
There's a lot weaker Group 1s in France, you know.
Oh, well, there was one last Sunday, one of the worst ever.
Yeah. I don't see why Hukum should necessarily be Pyledriver on that Dubai form, to be honest. Look, Pyledriver's very solid. You take official ratings as a guide, and it is only a guide. Of course, he's a pound clear of high definition. When I looked at this race, I probably had Pyledriver beat in high definition. I think you're very unfair on high definition. I thought he ran a very good race last time. I think the step in triple suited. And I think he could go well for a very, very long way here. He may well get back to late proposition. But to be honest with you, I'm like you. I don't like Minerva in this. I just don't think he's good enough. I'm nothing against Hukum. I think he'll probably come third. But I think Pyledriver is a fair price. I think you could still get 2-1 if you can't. 15-8 is absolutely fine. And I'd be happy to back him. I did back Pyledriver this morning at Sunset.
What I would say about Pyledriver, he should have won last time at Meydan. He ran down a dead end under Frankie Dettori. Frankie rides again.
I'd rather have Frankie on the mounted Dwight.
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
So you're on Pyledriver.
Living legends, have we? I don't think he'll win this, but he's done very well for connections, winning his last 3.
Yes.
It'd just be quite interesting if him and high definition get in some sort of pace battle here.
Yeah, beating a 1-4 shot last time, living legend, as you remember fondly, SD. Moving on to the 345 very swiftly before you lull on that. I'll be honest, SD, I couldn't pick a bet out in the 345, so it's all on you. We've got a 1 mile, 2 furlong handicap. There's some in there that have got lovely experience and love Epsom. Soto Sizzler's one of them. For David Manoussier, Ryan Moore, that'll attract a lot of attention. Where's your money going?
Not on Soto Sizzler off a mark of 105. I think he's too high the weight. Where is my money going? I bet one this morning, and it was 16. Luckily, it was with a bob, and it's 32 on Betfair now. That's a good start. I just think Spirit Dancer may prove a little bit better than this mark in time, and that's Richard Fay and Oisin and your old boss, Greg Dunn. He's relatively lightly raced, isn't he? He's only had 11 runs in his time, and he was quietly progressive last year. Now, you've got to take fitness on trust. But if you look at the form of some of his wins, he won at Newcastle last year. He was second in a decent race at Chester. Now, I don't mind Chester form translating around Epsom because it's a turning track, and it's quite often a pretty good barometer. And I just thought, he can. I think the ground a bit of slow side are good. He obviously doesn't want it fast. I'm guessing that's why he's not run. But I think there's a bit of juice on his mark of those 2 runs at Newcastle and Chester, which I've said, off a mark of 93. I'd be fairly happy to back him. And at 32, I mean, I don't know what you can get fancy each way terms for him. I think he's a bet at that, and that is my only bet in the race.
SD, this is going to sound like I'm just blindly following you in here, but I couldn't pick one out, but that was the one came closest to picking. I just think that he was progressive last year, Spirit Dancer, and his last couple of runs were awful, to be fair, particularly his last run, but it was after a long season. He's been on the go since April. His last run was in November. He's got an half-decent record off a break. He doesn't necessarily win off a break, but he's got a couple of seconds or thirds off break, so... Yeah, I think he's got a chance, and like you say, he's at 20-1, 20-1. So yeah, good luck with that.
Well, he's 34 on that.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to have a look on the each way market hasn't really formed yet, but I'd back him winning, and probably with those fancy place terms as well. I'd go double from there.
Right, on to the feature of tomorrow, SD, the 4:30, the Epsom Oaks, or the Kazoo Oaks. A race we spent a lot of time talking about on the channel. Everyone knows who I'm on, and that is Tranquil Lady. I really, really like her. She's 14 to 1. She's an each way price. You can get 4 places. I think that's more than fair. Yeah, I think she was really quite impressive last time out. She screamed an Epsom type to me. She's bred well. She's got Joseph O'Brien's got Tom Marquanda in the ride, and he's riding better than ever. I think that's safe to say. I would rather back Tranquil Lady over the Tuesday and Consort Hall that ran in the 1,000 guineas in Ireland only 12 days ago and are both stepping up half a mile. I don't think Nashwa will stay, even though I love her. Emily Upjohn, the favourite, at about 6 to 4-ish, is very strong. I can't really fault her, but it's just the price that's the problem here. So I like Tranquil Lady. Where are you going in the Oaks?
You've hit the nail on the head, haven't you?
Oh, good.
Well, you have with Emily Upjohn because she's the most likely winner of the race. But there are, certainly from a form point of view, it wouldn't surprise me if any of these won. That's with the Moonlight Tuesday, Tranquil Lady, let's have a look, Consort Hall, and Nashwa. I think any of those are capable of probably winning. You then start looking at it, and I chance Nashwa staying at the prices, to be honest. I don't think there's a million miles between her and Emily Upjohn on what we've seen. I was at Haydock when Nashwa won, and she wasn't wound up because she drifted like an absolute dart in the vet. She was on form when they first opened. I mean, she went off 13 to 8. She was over 2 to 1 at one point on there. I think she's got a really good engine, and am I happy to chance her staying? She's over 4 to 1 and better now. Yes, I am, because I think Emily Upjohn's too short. So if I was pricing this up, I would probably have Emily Upjohn near a 7 to 4, and probably Nashwa near a 3, say, maybe a bit over 3. So I think there's enough juice in the price. Look, Tranquil Lady has a chance. I just don't think she's good enough. And I think that might apply to several. It's interesting rides on Tuesday, isn't it?
Yeah, Tuesday's the one they've been talking up, saying, she's not 3 until tomorrow, like actually 3. She's quite a young horse. But yeah, she's just, I don't know what to make of it. I know that Aidan's won the Oaks before with a horse that has ran in the Irish Guineas, and got beat actually. Mindin also won the Oaks, but I just don't like it. I just don't like that angle. Thoughts of June is one that's been put up in the chat by Mick Doonan. Yeah, I didn't mind Thoughts of June at all at Chester, to be honest. She's got the pace angle as well. She could well be leading this, coming down Tattenham Corner. I think she's a definite stayer in comparison to the other 2 O'Briens that might not. I really do like Nashwa, and I think Nashwa will be the highest rated horse out of all of these at the end of the year. But she looks all speed to me. I'm not sure she's going to stay the trip, but a class might make sure that she gets home. Yeah, I think Emily Upjohn's solid. She's been really quite impressive this year. I mean, she's won 2 races by a combined 14, nearly 15 lengths. I mean, there's not really much argument to be made there. With the Moonlight, I don't like her form. She beat a couple of horses at Newmarket that I really don't like, Crenell being one of them. So yeah, all roads lead to Tranquil Lady for me. And SD is chancing his arm on Nashwa that she'll stay.
No, also, Gina, it'd be quite interesting because, as you say, Aiden's aren't absolutely certain stayers. We know Nashwa isn't a certain stayer.
Yeah.
So when Wayne Lawden looks between his legs and sees Frankie and Holly in his wing mirrors and backs himself, I think it's probably a question whether he can count them into the ground a little bit more. I think Ray would suit Thoughts of June, which I don't think he's going to come. Just basically make it more of a stamina test.
Yeah, I think it's been dry and weather all day today. Like I say, it's good to soft, good in places. I think it'll be good all over come 2 o'clock tomorrow. Certainly come 4:30 when the feature event's on. On to the 5:10, not on ITV, but still a couple of good races left on the card, SD. The 5:10 3-year-old race over 7 furlongs. You know where I'm going in this race, don't you?
Do I?
Yes, of course you do. You know exactly what I'm going to back in this race.
Well, yeah. can make a very educated guess, given that you send Valentine's cards to Richard Haddon every year.
Yeah, so Richard Hannon, as SD will vouch for me. I put up in the little chat at 10-1 last time at Goodwood, and it won at 9-1. Was did absolutely never looked like winning. Went off 10-1 outside of a 4. Richard Hannon said that it finished last in the field, and he was very disappointed. But it's a lot better than that, and so he proved to be pretty much better than that at Goodwood. He's going to have to be better again. I think Oscula, the favourite, although he's got winning form round here, is going the wrong way, to be quite honest with you. It's going to be his first start since February, where he was out over in Saudi Arabia or wherever he was. And I just think Dawn of Liberation's the one. He's 9-4. It's not an each way price, but I think he'll beat the favourite. He's the one going places. Ryan Moore's on. We know Hannon has got a good record when lining up with Moore. There's no question that Sean Levy or Pat Dobbs could have rode this, but Ryan's on. He's available. He's on. Dawn of Liberation will win.
I agree with you. I think
very good.
How on earth can you back a horse? If you're thinking of backing Oscula tomorrow, he's just over 2s on Betfair. How on earth you could back a horse that has finished last in his last 2 starts? I don't know. At that sort of price, you've got to be pretty damn sure that it's going to run well. And it's raced, what's it faced? 18 rivals in his last 2 starts.
It was a 2-year-old. It was a 2-year-old, wasn't it? Let's have it right.
Yeah, it was. It was a fairly highly tried 2-year-old. It progressed from Brighton, and then it went to France for one of those races. It beat Zelly actually, so I'm not going to completely demean the form, but I just could not bring myself to back a filly which hasn't beaten one horse in its last 2 starts in a listed race. I think that's your way to the Boar Factory.
So you're back in the Dawn of Liberation with me?
I am.
Oh, excellent. Some agreement there on a Richard Hannon horse between myself and SD. Right, on to the last race. A good one as well. Class 2 handicap over 7 furlongs. I've been drawn into Darkness. Now, don't get me wrong, SD. Dave O'Meara, I've not backed this horse before. And I know that he often gets an import from France. Takes 4 or 5 starts to get going. He's fancied enough in the market. He hasn't been going off favourite by any means, but he's been 4th. He's been 4th, 3rd this year, 7th last time at Ascot, where I thought he was definitely hampered in the Victoria Cup. He's been dropped £1 for that. I think he's about ready for winning now. He probably will prove better over a mile, if you ask me. But I think this would be his last go over 7. The one at the top is going to be pretty strong. Sally Mean, or however you say it, Salamin. Harry Burns claiming 5 that's going to get some support in the market, you'd have thought. But I like Darkness 7-1. You can get some fancy each way prices, places 5, maybe even 6. So yeah, Darkness for me.
I think Darkness long term will be the best handicap horse in the race, but they'll be lining it up for a mile handicap somewhere.
Yeah, he wants a mile.
He might not. Would he get in the hunt of 91? I don't know. I think he's a miler. Yeah. I think that's the point with him. I've not had a bet.
Ooh.
If you're going to push me for a bet, I'd probably back Eldrickjones on the strength of his second in the Coventry last year. Now, a lot's gone wrong since then.
SD, you're going against a lot of things I expect of you here. Firstly, the trainer. Secondly, we've just been talking about Escula beating no one. Eldrickjones this year, 4th of 6, 4th of 5, 11 of 13. This horse hasn't trained on.
You know the difference here? I can tell you what the difference is.
Price.
Exactly. He's 9 times the price.
But has he trained on?
What?
Has Eldrickjones trained on?
It's inconclusive. Certainly on that first run, he wasn't beaten.
Yeah, he was all right there. Yeah, he was all right.
He was beaten 2 lengths behind Tuscan.
Yeah.
Wasn't he? And Tuscan, funnily enough, was second to Dawn of Liberation last time.
Well, yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah. He's got blinkers on for the first time.
You can put your hand in your pocket and find out.
Yep. Yeah.
I think the draw's fine. He's got a good jockey on. And on the strength of that Coventry run last year, it's got a very good chance. There were other glimmers last year. He was second at Newcastle to Space Cowboy, which ran perfectly well in the All Weather Championships. So there are strands of form there to give it a chance.
Yeah.
Must say, I thought Zip might have a chance as well at a price, but I'll be honest, I haven't had a bet in the race.
Right, fair enough. Well, I'll put.
To say he's a strong selection, but if I were to, and if he drifts further, I'll back Eldrickjones.
Right, well, we'll put all the selections in the chat as always. We'll get the audio and technology bettered for next week, SD, because the fans love you being on. I know you're going to be otherwise engaged in 24 hours. So before we pack up, talk to me about the derby on Saturday, 4:30 at Epsom.
If you're doing the show tomorrow, there is a possibility you might be able to get me on the rag and bone, but I'll be somewhere on a dual carriageway.
You will. Right, talk to me about the derby then. Come on.
Talk to you about the derby.
Yeah.
I think Desert Crown will win. But I'll be. What's the best place terms in the race?
I think someone earlier told. I've not looked, right, and I'll do it now for you. I think someone told me earlier that Sky was 6, which I found astonishing. Let me confirm that for you right now, SD. Sky Bet, and we don't often call out bookmakers by name, are 6 places on the derby. 6 places you can have.
Yes. Well, what percentage are they backing?
Oh, God knows. They're worst price on everything. But, I mean, you've got to give them some credit. 6 places.
Well, no. Look, viewers, back at SP. At 6 places, at SP, I am very, very interested in Glory Days at a huge price. I think he'll be in the 6. He's 100 of them at the moment.
Well, Glory Days, who was second behind Stone Age, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's 100 with Sky.
Back at SP, he'll go up to 200.
And why? Is it just because of the Stone Age form, SD, or anything else? I mean, he's by Cotai Glory, for God's sake. I mean, how is he going to stay a mile and off?
I think he stays very well. You watch him.
Yeah, well, you might be right. I mean, I don't know a lot about the horse visually, but I know he was second behind Stone Age, and he's out of Cotai Glory. By Cotai Glory.
Look, he was outpaced behind Stone Age last time. I just get a feeling that he's progressing at a pretty quick rate. I mean, every single run, if you look at the racing post ratings, he's progressed. He progressed from one run to the second last time by according to the racing post, £13.
Yep.
I mean, if he does it again, he'll be at the 3, won't he? But I think he'll be in the 6, and I think he'll stay. I think there's a few in there who are dubious stayers. I wouldn't be surprised Sonny Liston run a race at a price, but look, I think there's a Crown should win, to be honest.
Yeah, well, everyone knows my thoughts. I've been no bet for weeks. I was going to back Edon. I said I would back Edon. It got not declared, but it got the green light. I backed Edon, and then within 24 hours, he's injured himself on the gallop, and he's not running. And I have done my dope. So, yeah, at the moment, it might change. It probably will change between now and 4:30 Saturday. But as we speak right now, I have not had a bet on the race. Anyway.
No, I've not about this Glory Days thing yet. But
you've got your eye on it. Yep, fair enough.
If anyone has a Sky Bet account for SD, just let SD know.
Yeah, well, there you go. SD's put them up. I'll give you all the bets in the description. Yeah, and it's been a while, to be fair, since we've done a preview of a day's racing. So it's like the good old days. I'll get them in. I'll get the selections in the description. I've not had a winner yet officially this year, so hopefully that can change over the next 24 hours. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll speak.
There's one tomorrow, Mr. Smith.
Yeah, go on.
And it is running at Huntingdon.
Oh, wow.
It's in the Class 5 Mares Handicap Chase at 3:20, and it is called Diamond Rose.
Diamond Rose, 3:20.
Yes.
Why are we back in that?
In the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Point 1. Point 2, its mark has slid down as quick as the coming without a walking stick.
Yeah.
At point 3, it only wins right-handed. Now, they've been pussyfooting around Southall with it. Not to much success, actually, to get the mark down, but it may actually help the price because it was pulled up last time. It wins at this sort of time of year. It won in May 19 and June 19, and I think it's got a hell of a chance off a mark of 78.
Right, well, I've put it in the chat, so there you go. 320 Huntingdon, Diamond Rose. What price is it, SD?
It's sixes, but it may be a bit bigger on the exchange. It may be sevens. Let me have a quick look. Oh, it's 7-1 for £3 on the exchange. It's only 48 quid matched on the rate.
Right, well, there you go then. There you go. Right, we'll call it a day and we'll speak to you soon. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to SD, and we'll be back.
Good luck.